Hi everyone, welcome to CodeTav Management. So from today, we will start the Java interview series. So this is basically the part one, and one by one, I will cover important questions which are asked in interview series. Okay, so the first question you can consider is like association. We need to consider about the association, right? So basically, what is the association? So association means the relationships. Okay, the relationships between the entities. So there are two types of relationships then. Okay. So one is weak relationships and one is strong relationship. Okay. So one is weak and another is strong. So the weak relationship that can be called as aggregation, right? And the strong one is called as the composition. It can be directly asked like what is aggregation, what is composition, right? So we will tell like aggregation is a weak relationship and in which both the entities can survive without each other. When the entities can survive without each other, that means that relationship is weak relationship, right? So that is the aggregation. And for composition, composition means the strong relationship. So in which both the entities cannot survive without each other. Okay. So what can be the example for aggregation? That is like teacher and department. So both entities can survive without each other. That's why this is like the relationship between the teacher and department is weak relationship, which is aggregation. And here like building and room. Without room, building can be formed, no, right? And without building, room can be exist or not. So not existence. So that's why building and room, strong relationship, which is called as composition. So now it can be asked like the difference between this aggregation and composition. Okay, so what are the difference between this aggregation and composition? So first of all, we can consider the point as lifetime. So lifetime. So for the aggregation, objects have their own lifetime. Own lifetime. Okay, and there is no owner. But in case of composition, this is controlled by whole or parent that owns it. Okay, so this is the first difference. Now the second one. Second one is like scope. So what is the scope? Like parent in for the aggregation, parent objects and child objects are independent, right? Not dependent on each other. But compose for the composition, parent object also means the death of its children. So that's the scope. Like parent parent object dies means we can consider as child object dies. Okay. Now the relationships. Relationships. So for the relationships for aggregation, there will be has a relationship, and for the composition, that is own, right? And then like strength, which I have told earlier, that aggregation that is weak relationship strength, like strength is weak, and for composition this is strong. Okay. And example also that I have given you, that teacher and department or car and driver, this is aggregation, like weak relationship. But like car and wheels or building and room, without wheels car cannot be run. Okay, so car and wheels both are dependent on each other. That's why this is composition. Okay, now one scenario based question I will given you. So here the question can be like with two given classes. Okay, two classes A and B. Okay, so how will you implement the aggregation and composition programmatically? How to implement aggregation and composition. Programmatically. How will you do that? Aggregation means there will be has a relationship, and composition means own it. So composition using inner class, inner class, and aggregation using reference variable of other class. In this way, this association and composition can be implemented, right?